This is Optimal Finance Daily, episode 279, Your Financial Makeover, Step 2, Budgeting and Saving, by Ramit Sethi of IWillTeachYouToBeRich.com. And welcome back, everybody, to the Thursday edition of Optimal Finance Daily. I'm Dan, here each Monday through Friday, reading to you from some of the best personal finance blogs on the planet. And we're continuing a three-part post from Ramit today. This is Step 2 in his financial makeover. I read Step 1 yesterday, so if you're new here or if you're skipping around, definitely would recommend checking out yesterday's episode first. And before we get into today's content, if you want to help support this show for free and learn a lot in the process, here's something fun you can do. Check out Jason Hartman and his Creating Wealth show. He's helping out our podcast, and you can help us by checking out his show. Just come by oldpodcast.com/wealth to learn much more and subscribe to the Creating Wealth show in your podcast app. Now, without further ado, let's hear Step 2 from Ramit as we optimize your life. 2006 Makeover, Step 2, Budgeting and Saving, by Ramit Sethi of IWillTeachYouToBeRich.com. Okay, let's do this. This is part 2 of the 2006 Financial Makeover, where you take control of your money. By the time we're done, you'll have two things. 1, an infrastructure of budgeting and saving. This will let you make conscious decisions about your money rather than opening your statements at the end of the month and shrugging, well, I guess I did spend that much. 2, better personal finance knowledge than 99% of your peers, whom you can disparagingly scoff at as you sit in your golden throne. I do this daily. Now, judging from the emails and comments I got last week, lots of people had a great time debating the 0.5% differences among ING versus HSBC versus Emigrant Direct savings accounts. Fun, huh? However, fewer people, like fewer than 5, wrote to ask specific budgeting questions. Like I said before, this is a personal finance ass-kicking, not a Willy Wonka love fest. We're going back to basics. For those of you who did everything last week, don't worry, I have new things for you to do today. For the 82,395,923 people who want to know where they should invest, be patient. It would be irresponsible of me to start talking about investing without providing a foundation to support it. Complete your budget. In Step 1 of this makeover, I wrote about making a budget to track your last 4 to 6 weeks of income and spending. There are 2 ways to do a budget. Top down, where you write down what you should spend, and bottom up, where you write down what you did spend. A top-down budget is better, it's predictive, and lets you set goals to achieve. But to get there, you have to start with a bottom-up budget and notice exactly what you're spending money on. So let's get on with it. You'll notice that I'm not doing a sample budget or pre-filling in values, and that's intentional. Budgets are 1, hard, and 2, individual for each situation. And once someone spends the time making one, they're much more committed to actually using it. Now, here's what I want. 1, make a budget. If you didn't do this last week, do it now. Remember, don't be limited by the categories. Add or remove as necessary. 2, factor in irregular events. Budget in spending for Christmas gifts, friends and family members' birthdays, vacation, like airfare, hotel, and spending, as well as vehicle registrations, etc. 2 notes here. First, these irregular events represent a lot of money. Spend some time and write down accurate numbers because you're going to use this budget as a guide for all future spending. Second, if you can't put an exact number down, be generous with your estimates. If you budget $10 for your parents' 25th anniversary gift, then you're a moron and your budget is not going to work. Better to overestimate than to underestimate. Start thinking about how much to save. In the last quarter of 2005, for every dollar earned, Americans saved exactly 0. Even more astonishingly, they spent more than they made. For context, China's savings rate is about 40%. Don't be that guy. Most personal finance books recommend saving 10% of your income as a minimum, and I agree, that is a bare minimum. Barring any extraordinary circumstances, if you're single and have an income, I urge you to save 20 to 30% at a minimum. Here's why you should save more right now. At our age, each dollar we put away now is worth much more than a dollar we save at age 35. Yes, we could buy some new jeans right now, but by saving more right now, we're actually giving ourselves more money later. Much more. Second, it never gets easier than right now. You're single and earning, say, $50,000, you don't have any kids or a mortgage, all you have to spend on is yourself. Just think about this for a second. Try to imagine yourself 10 years from now. How much is that annual vacation you have to go on? How much are diapers for your kids every week? What about toys? or car insurance for your 16-year-old son. It might seem like I hate kids, but I don't. Let's keep it real. They're expensive, and so are the multiple cars you'll have, the home insurance, and everything else. That's why starting now gives you a huge cushion to maintain your lifestyle when your costs rise. So it never gets easier than right now. What percentage of your income should you save? I can't give you a number, but I can tell you this. Figure out what you can comfortably save, then save much more than that. All my money is in one place. Now what? Okay, here's the deal. You need to do two things. 1, create a system to manage all future income and spending. And 2, figure out how to allocate your money. First, let's do the system. I use my checking account like my email inbox. Everything goes there first, then I disperse it to the right place. Another way is to tell your employer to automatically deduct a certain amount of money from each paycheck and send it to a certain account. Ask your HR department. For example, you might withdraw $300 from each paycheck, send it to ING, and have ING automatically send $500 a month to your E-Trade account. Automatic deduction is another great way to consistently save. Second, you want to distinguish between money you want to invest, which is long-term, and money you want to save for a short to mid-term horizon. Your savings would be used for things like buying a car, going on vacation, buying a house, etc. And you just listened to the post titled Your Financial Makeover Step 2, Budgeting and Saving by Ramit Sethi of IWillTeachYouToBeRich.com. And for more helpful content, check out the Creating Wealth Show with Jason Hartman. On Tuesday, I mentioned an episode to check out, and there's another one you should hear as well. If you like this show, you will love episode 610, where he has Emily Filaramo on talking about erasing negative self-talk. Self-sabotage is a big problem in personal finance, and I think you'll get a lot of value from that episode if you listen to the interview. Again, that's episode 610 of the Creating Wealth Show. And definitely subscribe to his podcast for a lot more content. Jason covers a wide range of topics with many different experts, and I wanted to thank Jason for his help in supporting us. So if you check out his show, you're actually helping us indirectly. Come by oldpodcast.com/wealth to learn about Jason, and make sure you subscribe to the Creating Wealth Show with Jason Hartman. And that's it for this Thursday edition of Optimal Finance Daily. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the Friday show tomorrow with Step 3 of the Financial Makeover. See you there, where your optimal life awaits.
Hello, Life Optimizer. This is Justin Malik, creator and producer of this podcast, but also Optimal Living Daily, the show where I read to you from even more blogs covering finance, productivity, minimalism, personal development, and more from incredible bloggers like Derek Sivers, Zen Habits, Mark and Angel, The Minimalists, and all the ones you hear on this show too. So if you enjoyed today's episode and like taking amazing blogs on the go, come on over to Optimal Living Daily and subscribe to that one too. And together, we'll start optimizing your life.
You've been listening to Optimal Finance Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode, and head to oldpodcast.com, that's OLDpodcast.com, for a free gift as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.